but I only attack. Cause I'm in beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode. Everybody know that I'm a motherfucking monster. Beast mode, monster.
What is up, YouTube? What is up, Team Blind? It is Kid back again with part 2 of my story. But just quickly before I get into the subject in hand, just a little bit about these gameplays. As I mentioned in my last video, I recently got my HD PVR, but I'd recorded all the games from my file share and then deleted them like a doofus. When I went back and watched them on the computer, I realised that I didn't have my HD PVR set up correctly, so they were all Turtorama quality. So I had to find this first gameplay from a friend who I run with quite a lot, Pistols and Pansies, who is an absolute monster. I had to go into his file share, find this gameplay, and as soon as I started watching it, I realised what game it was. And let's just say, the first gameplay you will get such a laugh at the epic blind fail. It would have been the first time it ever went flawless, but you will see it when it hits. You will face palm yourselves. Yeah, you can leave jokes down in the comment. It was absolutely horrible. And the second gameplay is just a decent game I got today with my man Insane, who's my Minecraft buddy. We do tit with. Played a bit of Black Ops 10 today and got a decent game just to fill us out, because I wanted this commentary to be longer than 5 minutes, because I tried doing it in 5 minutes because it's sort of a personal commentary. But yeah, so that's about the gameplay. You can just watch and see. But to get on the subject, part 2 of my story is going to be about losing both my parents. Both my parents have passed away, and I just want to cover the subject. The reason why I want to cover it is because if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I'll tell you why. Honestly, when I was younger and both my parents were alive, in my, starting my teenage years, they both passed away. I was an absolute tool. I mean, an absolute dick doink. I used to be a spoiled, like they did everything for me and my sister. I used to be spoiled rotten. Since they passed away, I've sort of, for my sister's sake, I've had the man up, and I don't do as much. I do the odd stupid shit. Well, it's me, like, I mean, I'm pretty stupid. But back then, I used to drink and go out looking for fights and just being an absolute knob. But since they both passed away, I've had to sort of man up and realise that that's not what life's about, and had to look after my sister. So the reason I'm sharing it is because it's part of me and part of why I am the way I am today, and it's changed my whole perspective and the outlook of life. So here it is. So when I was age 15, my father passed away from leukemia. He had leukemia for 14 years that he knew of. When he found out he had it, they went to the doctor, and the doctor said to him and my mum, at utmost you have 1 year to live, so if you're wanting to have any more kids, go ahead and have them now, because at most you have a year to live. So my parents sat down and had a discussion, do we want to have another kid, and they both agreed yeah, thankfully, because if they wouldn't have, I wouldn't have the legend that is my sister today. So I'm pleased they did decide to go ahead and have another kid. So they had my sister, and what actually happened was my dad never had a negative outlook in life. He did, like, they told him he had a year to live, but he never thought, you know, like it said, well, this is a definite thing. He always had a positive outlook in life, and he actually lived 14 years longer than they actually give him. It just shows you can't really take what people say. If you have a positive attitude, I sort of think you can overcome these things. And with my heart condition, I take everything from my dad. He had the leukemia. He still went out and worked for us. He still went on holidays with us. He still played football with me. He used to bring us home stuff from his work every day. He used to bring me home like these model cars. He used to bring my sister home sweets and all that stuff. And he was just an amazing man. People have heroes, like these stupid ass celebrities that get paid millions of pounds a week to kick a football about a pitch, and same with like American football players, I'm sure. in my book, they're not heroes. People like my dad are heroes. I've spoke to other people about people in their lives that have like overcame things, conquered things, and they're the sort of people that are heroes to me. My dad is and always will be my hero. He had that serious condition like leukemia. It's not just a cold like, and he still went out and worked just to provide for his family, for me, my mum, my sister. So to this day, it baffles me how he done it, and like words can't describe how much it means to me thinking back, and how much it means to my sister, like the things he done for us. So with my heart condition, he's my inspiration. I try to keep positive. The eyesight thing, as I said in the previous video, it's never really affected me because I've never known what good eyesight is to really let that get me down. But since knowing I have the heart condition and finding out about it, at the start I sort of struggled, thinking, wow, this is kind of a serious thing. Like your heart, it's your main sort of working room, engine of your body. So I take from my dad. I try and every day if I'm ever feeling down about it, I think back to my dad and think, well, this is what I want to aspire to be, someone who keeps positive no matter what life throws at them. So I thank him for that, because if it wasn't for him being the way he was, I probably wouldn't be the way I am today either. A year after my dad passed away, unfortunately, also my mum passed away, which was a bigger shock because we knew about my dad's leukemia, obviously, but my mum, I woke up one morning and walked into the room, and that was it. As soon as I opened the room door, it was really weird. It's the weirdest feeling I ever had, because as soon as I opened the door, I couldn't see that anything was wrong, but as soon as I opened the door, I just had this really weird feeling over me, and I just knew something was wrong. And unfortunately, she'd passed away from a heart attack, and it was just the most, even looking back on it, it's all a blur. Like at the time, I couldn't comprehend it. Like that I lost both my parents inside a year. Looking back on it now, when I was younger, I was always a kid who thought, if you'd heard about one of your friends' mother or father passing away, you thought, oh, like that's really horrible. But then you always sort of think, oh, but it'll never happen to me. That is a lesson learned. It probably will never happen to you, but you can't take stuff that you have in life for granted. I've learned that stuff can happen, like anything can happen. So if you just try and live in the moment, if things are going well, love it, like love life when things are going well and you've got nothing to complain about. Like silly video games, I know we all bitch and moan about it, but there's a lot more serious things in life, guys, that could come and smack you around the face, and when they do, you're just going to have to knuckle down and deal with them, because that's what I've learned. I mean, they say life is a bitch, and to an extent I agree, but it can also be good to you. So my mum unfortunately passed away of a heart attack, and as I say, it was just a bigger shock because we weren't expecting it. Like, it just, you wake up one morning and they're just gone without even sort of ever having the thought that it could happen. And my mum to me was my best friend. I came in at nights from being out running about in the streets and playing football and messing about with wee girls and all the stuff that teenagers do, and she'd always sit down with me at the end of the night and would just talk away like I could tell her anything, like absolutely anything. My mother and father both were so easygoing and so laid back with us, like with me and my sister, and they're like me, they never took life too seriously unless it needed to be taken seriously. So obviously losing both of them, like losing who is my hero and my best friend, it was very, very hard on us both, like me and my sister. But in a way, like, I'm very, very thankful to them, because, well, I'm very thankful to my sister that she was here, because if it wasn't for her and me having to look out for her, if I would have just been on my own, I could have seen me taking a very different path into like maybe drink or even worse, like drugs, and just losing it and going off the rails completely. Because I think when stuff like that happens to you, you're either going to go one way or the other. You're either going to go a positive path and try and like get through it, or a negative path and just let it get on top of you and you're just going to go down and down and down. And thankfully me and my sister haven't went down that path, so we stuck to the good path, and I'm hoping that my parents look down on us and are proud of us both. So I'm going to wrap it up here soon, guys. I hope it hasn't been too deep for you, and I hope you enjoy it. The reason I'm doing this is because I want anyone who has been affected by losing a parent, or if you know anyone that's been affected by losing a parent or both parents, please feel free to message me, because I'm an approachable guy, and if I can be here and speak to someone and help someone through this kind of stuff, it would make me doing this video really worthwhile. So if you know anyone like that, guys, or you are yourself, just hit me up with a YouTube message. I will leave it there, guys. Thank you for listening, and part 3 is coming soon, which is going to be more fun. Love yous loads, and peace out.